Willie D Live.
It's Willie D, y'all, back with another episode of information and instructions to help you navigate through this wild, crazy, beautiful world. In the studio, Erick Sermon.
King, what's up?
And he's going to try to give you a sermon today. And
Is the cameras rolling?
yeah.
Why I don't see no clicking, no red light, nothing like that?
You looking for clicks?
You trying to jerk? You trying to mess me up? I'm not getting the full experience. It's cool.
No.
You give me the C-lister. I'm the C-lister. It's cool.
No, it's subtle. It's subtle, man. You know, the idea is for us to concentrate on what we're saying, not what's going on around us.
Right, that's true.
Right. We don't. Not all of those. What do they call it? Gadgets and
I know.
things. We don't
No,
need
it's
all
dope.
of
It's
that.
dope. It's dope.
Yeah, man. Erick Sermon, one of the cornerstones of hip hop. One of the dudes who put out like so much great work with so many legends. Right off the bat, man, when I think of people like you that put in the kind of work that you put in, I don't just think about just all of those legends that people recognize. I think about the ones who have went unnoticed.
Right.
Out of all the ones that you've worked with, what legend out there who you think has been undervalued?
It's a bunch of us though too. I think the time that we came into Will is the fact that it was new for us. You know, '88 is one of the dopest years in hip hop. Period. You know.
True.
And not because we came from it, but nothing bigger than that. I think it was early, so I think we was more devalued as far as how advanced we were. All of us was advanced, and it got looked at, but not like how it's supposed to get looked at. So people always be like, you know, look at us as underrated, still to this day. You know, people be like, you know, EPMD is underrated, you know. And they might say me as producers underrated. How they say Jermaine Dupri's underrated, you know, all the work he did.
Right.
And sometimes the standout don't come because I guess the people don't look at it or look at you that way. So it you know, to a point, some fans might think you like that, but I hear with the question you're asking, definitely there's a bunch of us. I can't really think of nobody specifically. I'm just gonna go on us being in early. I think all of us from that time was undervalued.
Do you remember when you came here in '88? When you first came in?
I remember
first time you
it was a club called the Rhinestone.
There you go. I was there.
And You Got the Chill comes on, and right behind it is bullets. You know? Gunfire. Now we don't run out the club.
Right.
All we do is just duck down till it's finished.
Yeah.
And then you restart the record again. But I tell that story a lot about Texas. About Rhinestone. There was one more other club, though, Willie, that was with the Rhinestone, another one that people went to.
You got Palladium, you had Gucci's.
There it is.
It had to be one of those because those was the preeminent ones.
Another one, in Gucci's, though, too.
Yeah.
And no matter what, it reminded me of California being at that roller skate ring that NWA used to perform at, the rink, whatever that roller skate ring was. That they something on wheels.
You talking about here?
No, in Compton.
Oh,
in Cali.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
not Compton, but in California. Well on Wheels.
Okay.
When NWA first performed, they performed that.
Okay.
We rocked there too. And that Texas thing remind me of too. Your customer comes on, boom, boom, shot, pop, 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 pop.
Right.
Now we ducking in the rooms on that one because the Bloods and Crips together. Because the Bloods and Crips was not gonna knock EPMD's performing, so they got to make a choice. They want to go. The Crips want to go, and the Bloods want to go. Because, again, the music. But now outside, the helicopters on top of the things outside, whatever. And because now they shooting on the inside of the inside of the spot. People don't really realize what hip-hop was like back then. Certain records will be the jump-off, where it would be fights. I don't know if you experienced that. Like in New York, we had the tunnel, and before that, we had places like where Red Alert was at. In Manhattan, one of the biggest ones. certain songs would come on and it's automatic fighting. But here, it was shooting at the Rhinestone. Shooting. And I don't know if anybody got hit that night or whatever it was, you was there, but still, that was my first experience of being in something like that before. Because this is rap music. You know, we're not expecting to see that, but Texas.
In the spirit of self-snitching, I shot the club up that night.
Oh, you did?
I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you.
No, but no.
I'm messing with you. No, but I do remember when y'all came, and I remember all of that stuff happening, and I just remember we was right behind you. I was right behind you with my album being released because my Controversy album came out that same year.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ghetto Boys dropped about 6 months later. And the 89 album, was a Grip It on That Other Level. That's when that came out. But yeah, man, that was some great times, man. Some great times. But it was when I look back, I think about how really scary those times were because we went to places like that and ain't no way I step a foot in a place like that now where people are shooting and fighting every 5 minutes, you know, because I equate it to like people who are tired of living. I don't go places where I think people are tired of living.
Yeah. I've heard like that before.
Yeah, they just tired of living. People that take their life for granted. You know, just like people on the internet. You got people on the internet, they're tired of living because they get on the internet and talk really, really reckless. And they're very, very disrespectful. They don't respect nothing. And they don't understand that one of these days it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of time.
But ask this question: Were we that like this?
We was like, as far as the mentality we were capable, but we wasn't. When we would do things, we didn't try to get caught.
Right.
We was trying to get away with it.
Right.
These motherfuckers film it.
Right.
And upload it to the internet.
Right.
In fact, they'll show you why they committing the crime.
Right.
I saw a dude busting a safe open one day. Him and his buddies had dragged a safe outside of a store, and they was busting the safe open with an axe, and they took turns. He said, "Hold on, let me do it." And you hold the camera. And they filming each other breaking the safe open, and then they uploaded it.
Right.
To the internet. At least, you know, Old Dog had somebody had to turn Old Dog in. Old Dog kept the tape between him and his partners.
Right.
You know. These people will upload this thing to the internet, and next thing you know,
right,
they gone.
So that's the difference. So we had the mentality, but the fact that we didn't try to get caught.
I think what it is that.
But we was reckless and dangerous too.
We were, and so I won't fake. I'm not going to be fake about that because we were reckless and dangerous. However, I think another big difference is we had boundaries.
Yeah, say it again. Okay, for those that's watching this, we're giving y'all the difference between you guys now and what we were back then. We was way more dangerous than y'all. We was way more, whatever you want to call it, gangster, whatever you think that they think they gangster now. You ain't seen shit. You couldn't survive in what our era was, these kids now. Nowhere near it. But I think that you said before, we did have boundaries. Certain things we would not do and would not say.
Right.
At that time. Even though we were that, we wasn't as reckless as they are now.
At least not publicly, we wouldn't say it.
Right.
For example, I'm sure a few people can relate to being mad at their parents and calling their daddy a motherfucker or their mama a bitch under their breath. Like, shut the door, go in the room. You know what I'm saying? You look and make sure she...
Yeah.
Because, but today, to their mama, you bitch, motherfucker, you, and setting their daddy up to get killed by the boyfriend. Mamas killing sons. Daughters killing sisters killing brothers. Like this stuff was unheard of. We had boundaries.
Boundaries.
It's no way
that
possible. Even to this day, man, I would never want that on my record, bro, that I killed a relative.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I get
but
it.
listen, but here's the deal, though.
No, I'm glad that.
That's hope.
Listen, but I'm glad that we said that. That's an important part. We can ask all the record questions. This right here, people want to hear this shit.
Yeah.
Too. Go ahead.
But there is hope because I know so many youngsters that's getting it. And I know they got to be embarrassed and they got to be like tripping every time they hear the elders talk about their trajectory, their future trajectory, right? Like they got to be tripping. So it's a lot of, and I do believe that it's more out there that's doing well for themselves and that's trying and that are progressive than those who aren't. It's just that when we hear about these particularly atrocious things that happen, they tend to like rise to the top in the news cycle.
Right. So like it's a constant, like much more than what it really is. It ain't the majority, but it make it look like it because it's to the top when it's talked about. I get it.
Right, and we do, no matter what we say about how we want to hear positive stuff.
Oh no, we destroy each other.
We do love the negative.
Yeah, we
do.
do.
Want that. We cram for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like
as people.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We want it.
Yeah. Like
we
again,
cram for it.
Even with Big Homie, like I said before, it's us doing the most ridiculing, no matter what.
Yeah.
It's us doing this.
Right.
Because we, as a people, that again, I don't know what it was. I don't know if the Willie Lynch program's still going or however it is as far as our way we program the whole nine. We just, as a people, we just ain't, we just ain't right. No matter what. What we doing, we are doing the most discrimination to him than they are.
Mm-hmm.
They had shit happen to them and their peoples.
You talking about Diddy?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just gotta make sure, man. You know what I'm saying? Gotta make sure.
It's us that's doing it the worst, and we don't stop.
Yeah.
We don't stop. No matter what. Again, we're not condoning that what he did is correct if he did it though too. But at the end of the day, we made most of the hype by reposting and jokes and the whole nine to make it bigger than the situation. I understand what happened, but as a people, we can't wait to bring somebody down and keep doing it.
Well, what do you say to people who say that, hey man, I ain't trying to bring Diddy down, man. He brought that on himself.
Yeah.
He's a predator. He get what he get.
Yeah, like I said before, if all the stuff that he did say that it was true, then yeah, he deserved all that. But right now, we don't have no guilty verdict yet. Mm-hmm. Nobody went to trial. Nobody is guilty. I thought innocent was proven guilty, but not in this world right now. It's guilty but proven innocent. This is what we live in. Mm-hmm. Even though because a lot of that stuff on the internet besides this story, they're so dope on technology now to make things look like something and put this person here and put this here, put sound bites, put a whole on. This is what we're living in right now. So now you can debunk majority of it, So
you ever been to the freak offs?
No.
But you've been to the white parties?
No.
You never been to a white party?
Well, I was always an introvert person. Like me, I went to go see girls. And I made records. But as far as me doing functions, never was really a function person like that.
Man, it's good that you said no, because if you would have said yes, they would have been, uh-huh.
Nah.
Got you.
Never. I never put myself in that predicament,
Yeah. Yeah, that is a wild situation to be in. Now, here's what I think. When it comes to Diddy, I do believe my eyes that he did what he did to Cassie. I believe that.
Yeah, we saw it.
I saw the video, and then I heard him confess. So I do believe that he's 100% guilty on that, and he needs to be punished for that, right? I believe he did some other shit, too. I don't know. I don't believe he did all of the shit, though, that they're saying he's done. And I don't believe all of the people that's accusing him of things, because I know that people lie and people are looking for money. It's people out there that just want a quick hustle. They trying to get to the bag. So they see, oh, Cassie got 30 million. Maybe he got 30 million. How much more he got left? Okay, let me jump on in and see if I can get me a little meal out of it, man. That's I'm cool with that. So I think that there's a lot of people out there that are lying, man. Like Tony Bugsby, the attorney that's right here in Houston, he cold-blooded with it, man. I'm talking about he's a bad boy. Now, he's representing 120 clients.
Oh, he's here?
Yeah. He has 120 clients who are Diddy accusers. He said he got calls from over 3,000. I mean, the hotline, he set up a hotline that had an excess of over 3,000 phone calls for potential Diddy accusers, anybody that's ever been harmed by Diddy. Give us a call. And he broke it all the way down to 120. He got the number down to 120 credible people that he vetted. He ended up with 60 women and 60 men. I don't know what the math is behind that. I don't know what the strategy is, what the logic is, but that, Tony, that just seemed like, that seemed a little strange to me that you got a perfect balance of women and men saying that they were abused by Diddy in some form. And so it's that type of stuff to me is suspicious.
Yeah, but it's also turned into a circus, so it also makes give him credible because people are lying. People are getting caught lying. So now you're putting the circus. So this goes the way for him. If this is what's happening, because at first it wasn't, it was bang, bang, but now people are doing, like you said, 60 women, 60 men, 120 people, all this time, and nobody, you put hands on all them people,
And then a girl came out, I think her name is Liza or something like that. I think it's Liza Gardner, if I'm not mistaken, who also happens to be from Houston. She was exposed by her boyfriend recently, an ex-boyfriend, who said that she asked him to vouch for her story. And if he did, she would give him $3 million. See, so when people hear those type of stories, the people that's going to be on that jury, they're just people. They're human beings, and they come with their own set of implicit biases and beliefs, right? And they got eyes and they got ears just like everybody else. So if they look at one person who appears to be dishonest, and they say, well, we got one client, how we know that some of the other ones ain't lying? And all it takes is for the defense to create that doubt. And boom, case over.
She lied.
Yeah, so she got some explaining to do. Her attorney is Gloria Allred, and Gloria said...
Oh, the one that do all the women?
Yeah. She said, Gloria said that the, what did she say? What did she call it? Did she say the lawsuit? I think she said something like the lawsuit speaks for itself.
Right.
Yeah. You don't post a lot of political stuff on your page, on your IG. I be following you on IG. You got one of those IG pages. You got a history page.
Yeah, you know what? My memory tells me, be like, yo, clean your page up, Dad. I'd be like, listen, first of all, it's a lot of work, so I stopped. Because I really didn't know what I was using the Instagram for to begin with. Because again, you get on it, it was something new. COVID was out, you read the stories, the whole nine, whatever. I was posting a lot of stuff that I would see, and I would repost. So whatever I thought that needed to be heard or could be cool, I repost it. And after I repost stuff that somebody repost of me, I repost that too. You're right, it's not really a bunch of things, and I stopped a long time ago. I used to put up things that had issues, for people. Because I'm really I speak about this all the time, being an advocate. You know, my mother, she died a year and 5 months ago. And we was
All
always...
right, people in the faith.
Like, and we was always talking about, you know, Eric, you can't save the world with $5. And I never understood what she meant by that. Meaning that, because she was one of them too, that she gave her money away. And me, I look up and I done gave away money, you know. And I look up and it'd be like, the next person that day you would give them the money, the next day Alec never gave it to them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's never gonna stop. So you trying to save people that can't be saved, and you're gonna end up too like them too. Like Paris said back there, you got 9 broke friends, you're gonna be the 10th one.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, I was trying to, you know, help people as much as possible. I figured that, you know, I know what love does. If you really know what love is, it can make shit better. If you let it make it better, you know what I'm saying? How Bob Marley was talking about, you know, he figures you can save the world with love. You know, if people will understand what it is and then break it down, then, you know, then feel that. Because why are you angry? You know, why are you mad? Why are you angry? Society's fucking with you. You can't get work. You can't get a job. You can't. I understand all of that part, but you can't sit there and dwell on something and then watch it get better. You got to do something to make it better. You know, all we doing is just sitting here, and you can't make it better because it ain't gonna fix nothing. If the bill ain't paid, you can sit here and get worried and get sick. It ain't gonna make the bill get paid any faster.
Yeah.
So you have to find the situations where, okay, well, this is what's going on, and then you sit back and you say, well, damn, how can I fix it? You know, I don't got no, you know, how can I get you waiting for to hit the lottery. The lottery, that's not for everybody. Everybody ain't gonna play ball and become a sports or be that neither. But you wanna know how you get positive cash in your pocket. Okay, now you buy weed every day for $20. You for 5 days a week. Okay, now do it for 2 days a week. Check your pocket, $60. You buy lunch every day for $25, whatever, every day for a week straight. That's $100. Now you start going to the grocery store and start making your own food. Look in your pocket, it's $100. So now the $100 that you spent on food and the $60 you spent on weed, whatever like that, is $160. That's your money. The positive that you're waiting for it to happen from this miracle, it ain't that. It's just you figuring out what are you doing that you don't have no money, and how do I be able to save money on this type of situation where I don't need. It's little things like that where I try to put into people's brains when they're looking for the miracle to come. And it don't work that way. You have to change your lifestyle, change your structure. And right now, you look in your pocket, like I said before, that's simple. Okay, instead of you buying that lunch, you packed it. And look in your pocket. There's your extra $100. Just a little tip for people.
There's your extra $100.
Yeah.
Loan me $100. Cause that's how that's gonna go.
Yeah.
Man, you know my sister, I love her to death, man, but she'll call me sometime and practice begging. This is what I mean. Sometimes she'll call me and she'll say, loan me $100. And I'll tell her yes or whatever, you know, how you need me to send it. Nah, I'm just playing. I just want to see if you're going to send it.
Practice begging.
Yeah. So I practiced so I started practicing saying no. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you created that.
No, I ain't got it.
I don't got it.
I ain't got it. Man, hey, what's a serious issue that really bothers you that most people may not know, that if it was revealed and people were to work toward a solution that could make us better as a society?
Well, you asking, that's a huge question right there. Now, I mean, I'm gonna go to the regular, just black people, you know. We're the only culture that's like this, you know. Spanish family would come to this country, there'd be 12 of them. They'd buy one home. And then 2 will move out and be 10 and 1. Now they got 2 homes. and they'll do that until everybody own a home. I can have a storefront, and the storefront got 10 stores in there, and there's one available, but we ain't gonna call them because we want to be the only black one in that storefront. But that Chinese person would call theirs, that Jew would call theirs, and that Spanish person would call their friends to get some, there's a storefront open. That's the part that just gets me about us, as far as how, again, the same type of thing, as far as how we don't stick together, how we don't come together, how we don't realize together. I wish I would have known what Black Wall Street was like. I wish I would have experienced before. My mother said it used to be black radio, black newspaper, black with everything. And then once the integration started, we wanted to eat at the restaurant. We wanted to go to the mall. We was doing fine, regular. But we wanted to do it, so that changed us to a point. We wanted to go and show them. We had to do all that. That's what we doing now. How are we showing them somebody that want to be just like us, or somebody who wants to knowing what we are? They understand. They understand what this is. They've been knowing, but we don't know. That's the sad part.
I think some of us don't know. Because here's the thing, and I get what you're saying.
You're giving too much.
No.
It's a lot. It's a majority, man.
Okay, well maybe okay. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Let's just say it's a majority. But I think we have to be careful about being all inclusive here, because I'm here. I got a whole movement going where I have unity. You have a whole movement going and been having that movement going for years, decades now.
Right.
Steve got a movement been going on for decades. We're all collectively, we understand that. And it's more of us out there. So I think that we do ourselves a disservice if we put all of us in the same
I got
pot.
you. Yeah, you're right.
And we say, us as a people, and da-da-da. You know, and I know it's frustrating. It's easy because it's frustrating. So that's the kind of stuff that'll make you just say something like that. But, yeah, we have to just be very careful about that type of language, because we're not the only ones listening to this podcast, right?
Yeah, but I understand that though too. But listen, in this business, I understand where the money comes from, and who owns the business. You think I don't know that?
Yeah, you know.
So we understand that too. But I just understand too. I'm just talking about us as a people can also make the moves.
Yeah.
And if we wasn't so, like, I don't want to help Willie. I don't want to. You know, when people come and say, the one thing about us is we always be like, you know what, no, I got your back. Or, nah, man, we're going to put this, whatever, we're going to help each other. And once you go to them, the help don't come from them. The help still comes from him.
Speaking along those same lines, man, what the hell happened to Atlanta? When I ran into you back in 2000 and you was popping in 2000, doing your stuff that you was doing in 2000, Atlanta was wide open for commerce, for black commerce.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was wide open, for group economics. Everybody was like, you go over to this dude, man, to the tire shop. He said, here go my partner who own the record store. You know what I'm saying? You get over there, he said, here go my buddy, you looking for a place to stay? Here's my partner, he's a real estate agent. You get over here to the real estate agent, here's my boy, he sell cars. It was like that in Atlanta.
Yeah, it was.
It was so obvious, too.
That's why I stayed. It was
very obvious.
Yeah.
It was obvious. I mean, you could see them. You could see it in real time, in real motion. And then all of a sudden, the damn mid-2000s happened. Yeah. And
the music.
Good God.
I know nobody want to say the music the whole nine, but Jermaine Dupri said it, and he from there. So I'm on. If he said it, then I could say it. Except for that Atlanta changed. But it's what happened with the world. The youth changed. The sound came in, and people mental. Don't forget, man. There's no more spiritual. For those who believed in a higher power, there's no more of that. They got rid of that. They got rid of him. So now there's a child out there that has no fear. Because don't forget, you don't fear God. But that's the only one that you learn to fear. There's nobody left to fear. So as man, it's like, yo, them kids don't got no fear at all out there, none. And the reason why that they commit suicide or they have this emotion they can't deal with. See, don't forget. Remember, we grew up. We was able to deal. They don't know what this is when they start feeling funny and start whatever this and that. They don't know what that is. They ain't used to that. Don't forget, they here. You know, they looked at it, okay, what is depression? You know, they don't. We dealt with this stuff. They out there researching why they feeling this way.
Well, we were depressed and didn't know it.
Exactly.
We just thought that's how you are.
And exactly.
This is what happens. You
but
feel
we
this
dealt
way, you
with
don't
it.
feel this way.
But they don't know how to deal with it.
They don't know how to deal with it. Right. Right.
So they pilling this and they doing everything else. You know, but that's why you see all the young people murder. Why you killing them? For what? Like, what happened? The ego? Because he said you was fat?
Yeah.
Like, don't forget, we dealt with this. We was able to do rhyming, the LO Ice-T battles or the Kumo D battles. These is records.
Yeah.
Now I disrespect you, I'm coming to get you. And I'm laying you down.
What's the root of that, though? If first of all, I don't believe that. I believe that the music does have something to do with it, but I do believe that the music is a byproduct of a much bigger problem, and that bigger problem is systemic racism. And I know somebody, there you go with race again. Everything got to be about race. Let me tell you something, man. Let's take black folks out the equation and let's just put anybody in our position. No group of people in the history of civilization has ever been able to reach its optimum, have a slight chance at reaching its apex when they're being targeted for failure by their own government. Mm-hmm. The government makes the laws, the government enforces the laws. Mm-hmm. That means the government can move the goalpost at will. So when it looks like you're rising and you're doing a little better for yourself, the government can come in and change the rules and say, wait a minute, let's change the criteria. I see that they're getting there. Let's say a bunch of black people are becoming realtors, right? And they making money. So now they change the rules and say, well, now you got to have a higher degree before you become a realtor. Now you got to have some college education to become a realtor. They change the rules. They move the goalposts. Every single time. They will defund the schools and then blame the children and the parents for not being able to achieve a certain mark on a test. Mm-hmm. They create chaos and then sit back and either play the victim or the hero, depending on the scenario. That's what they do. So the government is the hand that rocks the cradle. The government is the hidden hand. And the media, mainstream media to be exact, is in cahoots with the government. And they always have. If you go all the way back to when they first started putting reports out of black people escaping or, committing any kind of crime or whatever, it was the media that would the media used to call us the N-word. Mm. They went from the N-word to Negro and all these type of things, but the media would say very, very disparaging things about black people, and anytime a black person did something bad, they would always make it seem like that was a reflection of everybody, right? So when the media come for you and they're trying to purposely tarnish our image worldwide, they tarnish our image. People say, well, why would the media do that? Why would they want to do that? Well, if they can make us look bad, they can justify their mistreatment of us, right? See, all they got to do is just make us look bad, just like when they want to go kill somebody, a foreign dictator. Make them look bad, and then when something happened to them, then the people will be happy that it happened to them because they'll feel safer.
Now, you told me don't say nothing, and now you over here trying to get shot.
Who, me?
Yeah, because your shit is deeper than what I was talking about.
Well,
about the man. You act like I was, like the powers that be is going to be hearing what I'm saying. What you said was the plan. The plan, this is part of the plan. This is part of the plan. The more ignorance I put out in it, don't forget, if you're going to go to the Bible, this per se, right? And he was up there with violins, making music the whole nine. He was the music man. That's what Satan was.
Yeah.
If he got cast out of heaven, he's down here too. He's still down here with his skills, music.
Right.
This is why this is what he's doing in this type of thing. How can I be able to influence? Because up there, I was the same thing. I was able to influence, make everything pretty, make everything nice. I just wasn't going against, I wasn't seeing what he was going with, so he cast me out. But again, my gift that he came down here with is still music. So this is the playground. That's why you hear the slang. Music is the devil's playground. That came from somewhere. This is what this is. So if I can push the agenda to keep you ignorant, that means I'm going to get rid of Willie D because he's too militant. So-and-so, look how he speaks on his records. I'm going to get rid of Ice Cube. I'm going to get rid of NW. I'm going to get rid of KRS-One. I'm going to get rid of all these groups that had the mentality to give us something that was uprising and giving us some thought and giving the Public Enemy giving us something. I got to get rid of all that. I don't need that. So they found a way to get rid of all of that and then to in-tune this. And this is where we at. So the more stuff that keeps us like this same thing, it keeps us like this mentality. Don't forget, little Annie and Josh and them at home, they don't live like this. To them, it's entertainment. So even if they're at home saying the N-word behind closed doors is entertainment. They don't have no hustle. They're not broke. They don't have to worry about food or worry about the struggle. It's entertainment. We hear it and then we go do it.
But you know that we are right now in our first generation of millionaire kids. Like a lot of our kids are used to having things. Like it would be uncommon, very uncommon when I was growing up for me to have a rich friend. Like I had no rich friends. I didn't live in close proximity to any rich people.
Yeah.
But now, it's so many black kids whose parents are rich. Their friends are rich. Their friends are rich. Their friends' parents are rich. Everybody, not everybody, but a lot of these kids, it's no big deal for them to go to be living in a very large house and riding around in luxury cars to get dropped off at school or driving their own cars to school or whatever. So we have that segment of our society that decides that even though I'm good, I don't have to do all of this type of stuff. I'm gonna do it anyway because that's what people want to hear. They want to hear this, so I'm finna go join a gang. Man, that's the most backward shit I ever heard in my life. To already be out the streets, to be in a relatively safe community and want to go hang out in the hood. To have a nice, comfortable life and want to go and create enemies. Want to be in the streets.
But I just told you, that's the mentality. And you listen, back then I got mad when they said the music was doing this to us. I was like, we was arguing. Rap music ain't doing this to us, but this music is doing this. And the same thing you're saying is what they hear on the record, they are actually doing. That's what I'm saying. They are not listening to the music. The music is driving these young kids to become what they are becoming. This is
I give you that.
Them hearing before it wasn't like that. That's what I'm saying, that you have the entertainment part of it to say the mentality, because nobody is telling them this is not the way to go. No, they are. Don't forget, we got brought up by Patti LaBelle, the Whispers, the Luther Vandross.
Yeah.
Our shit was different.
Yeah, stuff that helped us survive.
Right,
actually.
but they
Stevie Wonder.
But they growing up to them.
Ooh.
The 20-year-old is growing up to a 20-year-old.
God damn, boy, you said
different.
the word there. Yeah, man. Because man, if I would have had that type of music like they listening to today, who knows?
Yeah, that's
You know, because I'm gonna tell you something, bro. When I was coming up, you know, I grew up in an abusive household,
Right.
so you know there were times, bro, that I didn't want to be here.
Mhm.
So I was reckless, and I listened to that Stevie Wonder. Man, he calmed the beast in me.
Yep.
Man, that Stevie Wonder was so emotional.
Mhm.
The Stevie was so relaxing. It was so reassuring, so motivational
Mhm.
that it gave me hope.
We had that.
Damn.
You can name 10 to 20 more groups like that.
Yes.
We had that.
Yes.
We don't have that. That kid don't got that.
And
There's nothing that he can
yeah.
play that emotionally can get him in that spirit or put him someplace else besides that. When he turns it on, it's going to be that. Drugs, money, girls, and whatever else, such and being hard, gang and shooting. There's nothing that he could put on, Al Green or anything that can put on Marvin Gaye, anything, what we came up with that was able to have us in this type of mode from our parents. And even when the rap came on, it still was the Ghetto Boys. It still was, again, Rakim and Kane and all these people that still had this message. No matter what, the Jungle Brothers. This shit was, you didn't put had a state. You had y'all, the hardcore people, 3 of y'all, then we had this, then we had the Daisy A's, and we had the people that was fight the power. We had conversation. If you can get with this, you can get with that, is a real statement on that record. Now my kids don't have that. They only have this. They don't even have a choice. So now I can't govern my kid 24 hours a day because now the phone done got him. So now how do I even navigate with the phone and the iPad and the whole nine with social media to be able to say, then I got to look at my kid and be able to govern while I'm at work. So how many hours can I give him to see what's up, to see what he's really doing or what's really going on, to see how he really feeling? These kids is crazy. They wonder why that's not my son. He killed 4 people.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about putting on in a different aspect.
Mm-hmm.
You put so many artists on, bro. Like you are really that dude. And I very seldom hear people really like, I guess, champion you for doing that.
Mm.
You know, one of the. And you put some real damn lyricists on. I'm talking about like you put some real lyricists on. Like I had Keith Murray on the show,
Right.
and me and Keith Murray was going down memory lane, and obviously you came up, and I was just thinking, man, how was it like working on an entire album with Keith? And then y'all were in Def Squad. Is Def Squad still a thing?
That's why it's me, Redman, and Keith Murray and Lil Jamal. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's still a thing.
No, I mean, no, we older now.
Okay.
But because we're going to always be Def Squad.
That's right.
Regardless
That's right.
of,
That's
but,
right.
But Willie, people is so crazy how we ask the questions as far as groups. You come from one. And when me and Powers broke up, too, I had to get another name because he had took the Hit Squad. So I was like, I called Russell, like, can I use a Def name? Call my shit Def Squad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, he's like, go ahead, whatever. So, but I know I had Reggie. He was with me. Then Keith Murray was coming towards the end, towards the breakup. Keith was around. So he wasn't new. He was already around. He just was like 2 years in developing as far as when I first got Keith in 91. He came out in 94, but it was years of that.
Why did it take so long? I hate to cut you off.
Yeah. He wasn't ready to, and then the timing of it was for him getting better with records, you know, and also the timing. Everybody because Das Effects came out, you know. We was touring because the Hit Squad tours were back to back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then we had Redman coming. So again, he had to wait, you know. And by the time it came up, it was time. Reggie came in 92, and then 2 years later, Murray came.
You know what? Another thing, man, like it seemed like everybody that was in the core of that movement that you had still got it. I see flashes of it. Sometimes I see them online and they start spitting. Some I see Red spitting. And Red is like an incredible, Red is an MC. He's not just a rapper.
Right.
He's an MC. And people don't understand that it's a big difference between being an MC and being
a rapper.
Yeah,
rappers are now.
Rappers are now, right?
Not all of them, but the majority are rappers, right?
It was incumbent upon you as an artist, as a rapper, to have a show, to actually have a show.
We just talked about that
when we were coming up. Like, you couldn't eat. It didn't matter if you had a dope record.
It didn't matter.
If you didn't have a dope show, you was not getting booked.
You're not getting booked.
Now you see these dudes jumping on stage. They got 100 dudes behind them. The music is playing. They're not even trying to disguise the fact that they're lip syncing.
They're rapping over the record.
They rapping over the
can't
record.
take it.
And look, and sometimes the record is just doing all the work. Yeah. Sometimes the record is just rapping, and they over here taking selfies.
Even on live TV shows, though, Will, like you rhyming over the. I'm like, I never. But now some people in our era is doing it. I want to call no names, but they're doing it now because the young people are doing it now. They're doing it like it's normal.
Yeah,
that's why Jadakiss.
They deserve 50 lashes for that.
That's why on the verses, Jadakiss said, like, yo, we rhyming over the records? Like, nah, we don't do that. Like, at the end of the day, like, you supposed to be able to perform. And you're right, that's how we got tours, and we stayed out on tours. Because, again, the performance, the backdrop, the production. You know, we had smoke. They don't even have a smoke, a red light. They don't have nothing. Just like, and they spend that money. The young kid don't know because he don't know about it. So he's buying that ticket for you to walk out there, regular.
Whose fault is that? Whose fault is it?
Yeah. Somebody, I heard DJ Envy said one day on the radio, like maybe like 10 years ago, he said that if we would have said something, meaning us, we probably could have stopped a lot of it from getting this far. Like, we couldn't see it that it was going to get like this. But if we would have did the routine of Grandmaster Flash 5, and then the Starsky and them, the 80s, and then the late 80s, the 90s, 2000s. See, we was doing the right culture, like doing hip-hop, you know? Rhyming, beats, samples. All of a sudden, like you said before, what happened? Shit just changed. Not that you mad. The change was good, but then it got really bad until we end up here now. Now, a person would be like, okay, Eric, they call it the mad rapper because we older. It's not hatred. I'm in Houston right now with Willie D doing the show tomorrow night. This is 36 years. You're not going to be able to do that because you didn't make records to do that. So if you don't have any money, young people, how are you going to eat? See, this is the scariest part that when I talk about this, they don't really understand. The records that you are making is not going to be able to transcend for 10, 15, 20, 30 years so you can possibly work and get a gig. Because nobody's going to be saying fuck, shit, pussy, ass, whatever at that age of 40 years old when they got married and they got children and they in school or they got a 9 to 5 or they in church and they're going to match. You didn't make any music to transcend for you to have a career. Wouldn't you be scared of that?
Yeah. So you mentioned what they're doing wrong. What can they do right to change the trajectory? What can the producers do right?
See, this is what you said about a rapper and MC. A beat maker and a producer, though, too. Producer is...
Right. Okay, so...
But a producer is...
The beat makers are going to have to evolve into a producer because a producer is different from a beat maker.
A producer tells you, Willie, that paragraph is dope, but it should go third. That chorus is dope, but it doesn't match that verse. That beat is dope, but that beat don't fit you. I got to make the best record possible. I never claimed to be the best beat maker. I know how to make a record.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a difference when you have the Timberlands, Dr. Dre's, and those type of Pharrell's people who know how to create a song. And I tell them, too, going back to the question that you asked, you're trying to have some type of content that might be somewhat different to make you stand out. Because if not, it's the same repetition. If you ask a girl who's that artist or that song, she won't know. The song she knows, but she don't know who sung it. Ask them. That's how everything sounds almost the same, with the same exact people. Don't forget, when we was out, we was all platinum and gold, and nobody sound like each other.
That's a good segue into one of the questions I want to ask you. You were right there almost damn near like in the beginning, but you was definitely on the cusp of the transition where producers started working outside of their camp.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you did it in a way that you work with all of these different groups and with all of these complex styles, and everybody were able to have a unique identity. Like, you come up in an era where if you play the beat, you know what artist the beat belonged to.
Yep.
See, you can hear a beat and you say, man, that's an EPMD beat.
Yep.
That's a Run DMC.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's Public Enemy. Oh, that's Ghetto Boys. Oh, that's NWA. Oh, that's Salt and Pepper. That's
all day.
Yeah, that's...
Isn't that dope?
Know? Yeah.
That's dope, though. We
like
had that type
beat.
of, just on the beat.
But
we do that now. Like y'all ever think you're gonna make that that's not so. We do that now because that's still our mentality.
Yeah, but how do you do that? How do you do that? Like, work outside of your camp with different artists and be able to give them a unique sound, without compromising them.
Yes, some of them are. One thing about artists, they be like, yo, make me one of these. Be like, yo, that I can't make you one of those because Tonight's the Night ain't your style. I just know that once I hear the artist, I know they pass stuff what they sound good on. It wasn't like, some hard thing. I looked at, here's some drums that sound good on him. Here's a speed that sounds good on him. Here's a melody that sounds good on him. Murray's melodies on his records was more open. I didn't use that many samples on Murray because he was too complex. So I can't have a complex beat with a rapper who's too complex. It's too mixed up. That's why Eminem stuff was so open. Because again, you're able to hear it. So same thing with two. If I'm doing, let's say 4321, and this LL Cool J, Red and Meth, and Cannabis, and them on too, I have to make sure that all these personalities on this beat is going to be able to match and it's going to make sense on them. That's all it was. It was like, just make sure that they rhymed on something I heard that sounds like this, and I make my version of it. All my stuff, though, really, it wasn't like, I'm going to tell the secret, though, but I would just take what somebody, like, if Marley did something on L, I would make my version of Marley.
Mm-hmm.
I make my version of if I hear Jay-Z, whatever. At the time, it wasn't nobody really doing nothing at Jay except Rockwilder and probably just Blazing them. But again, it was certain things that you would probably hear. You'd be like, you know what, this will sound good on this individual. But all the Redman stuff was just more EPMD. Because I used a lot of Roger Troutman on the first album, a lot of George Clinton, same shit that I used for EPMD. So because Reggie was a product of it. Murray was more melodic, so it was mostly different open type of things. But for any artist, if I'm doing R&B, if I'm doing Blackstreet, Mary, Jodeci, whoever's in R&B, what I'm doing, D'Angelo, Chico DeBarge, I find out what makes it, what they did before and make my own version of it. That's how I can explain it.
How would you do a beat today for Keith Murray where you would make sure that it's in the same vein of what he's done in the past, but at the same time showing evolution?
Yeah, I know. That's the part that we look at now.
How do you do that?
I'm definitely gonna play it, you know, and change the drums from being so at you to more. I hate saying 808 drums though, but um, more softer snare. But I still probably would keep the vibe on it.
You
Though.
still use the 808?
The 808 drums is what trap is.
Okay. You use the 808?
No, I don't.
What do you use? The 800?
No, as far as my sounds.
What beat? What?
Oh, Machina.
What drum?
Oh, Machina use.
Drum machine.
Oh, no. I use a workstation. I use the motif. I like to have my stuff in front of me. So I come from a W30 rolling workstation. I like the workstation. So I like to be able to have it in front of me where I'm programming. Also, I can play. By me, I've happened to MIDI stuff and MIDI type of sounds, the whole nine. But I sample most of my shit. Mm-hmm. Like I sample kick and snares from records. Like say if you had a song and you left the Willie D song was open and then it goes, then that kick might be by itself snare. I get my shit that's already EQ'd and produced already from certain records, Primo, whatever. And then for that we just find packages. But all the stuff I do is mostly samples. I sample everything and then I play to make it enhancement. So if you hear How High, the first one, the Crusaders loop is playing, but on top of it, to make it bigger, I would play it on top of it. I got that from Dre. Mm-hmm. Dre would make, because when I did this thing on Busta Rhymes' Big Bang Theory called Gold Mine. And then the beat is the same, but it was bigger when he enhanced it by putting a bigger piano, a bigger organ, and a bigger row, and then the EQing of the. I'm like, okay, so this is how you make shit. Because again, you're still learning. You know, because Reg used to be like, yo, go back and hear our records. Shit, our shit was kind of soft. You know, we didn't have the engineers that was in the West Coast. You know, not to doubt our engineers the way they sound, but go back and play some of our early albums. They didn't have that. You know, they were still dope, but they didn't have that. You know.
Hypothetical question. If you were on trial, this is hypothetical, you ain't gonna be on trial, but if you were on trial and your keyboard had to be a character witness, what would your keyboard say about you?
Wow. No, I think I have to say it though, but it might sound messed up. But he gonna be like that. Erick Sermon's a genius because what I'm able to do with a keyboard and sampling and to be able to because even really sometimes it's fucked up because don't forget this is only us in here right now because I never was a speaker or person out there. I hate chilling for myself. I hate the part whatever this and that. My mother used to get mad at that too. She's like, who you mentioned? And like my mother used to be like, you know, because she's like, you know, but because I never looked at my humbleness. I'm humble to a fault. But when it comes down to that music making, and of course, you know, the way the world is different now, you're not being able to hear shit and people are not really caring as much, but it's changing now. I be like, nah, man, these niggas ain't me. You know, they ain't me. And then you got other colleagues like the Rock Wallers and the Just Blazers and the Tie Fighters and people like Pharrell and them that be like, yo, nah, Erick Sermon's a problem. You know, Dre and Kanye and them be like, nah, he dangerous. But the world won't know that, and they won't know that because again, it ain't our time no more. You know, as far as what the sound is.
Do you regret at all not tooting your horn more back when you were at your apex?
You know what? Damn, you asking the illest questions. I always thought about that, but I think that the way that my career and way it's supposed to go, it went like how it's supposed to go. Because right now, I'm either the same or more popular now, like when I came. You know, and that's hard to explain though, but somebody was breaking it down to me. You know, Erick, look at what's happening with you. You know? And then again, being on your show right now, I mean, you asking the questions, the world's gonna get a chance to hear the questions you ask, and then me answering them, like I am now. How come? I never really spoke about it the whole 9, but I know that eventually, how people do research and go whatever like that, be like, nah, he's one of them, you know, and it sucks because I never had a cheerleader. I never had the big people management and the whole 9 get me to where I whatever. But I used to always say if I was like that, Willie, I probably would have been at the functions. You know what I'm saying? I probably would have, didn't know about the shit, so I probably would have been an asshole. Shit probably would have been fucked up, or I probably could have been in one of those beefs. Cause now my crew is big, so now I'm beefing with the top crews, and then not one of us get murdered.
Well, in terms of success, you definitely qualified to be on the guest list. So you could have went to those parties if you wanted to go. You had the resume.
Yes.
In terms of being a star, you was that dude. Like I say, you was
Right.
doing. Boy, you beating them boys head in, man. Like you did them bad. You was doing them bad. Who said that? What happened to that boy?
Yeah.
Well, you was doing them boys like that. Like what happened to that boy? But I always respected that, man, and I just would never hear like slick stuff, bad things, anything. People saying any slick stuff about you or whatever. Like you did manage to keep a low profile, but at the same time, be very influential in shaping the culture of hip hop. And you're right. They're not going to get it because a lot of youngsters today, they don't respect nothing, man. They don't even give a damn what you did. They're like, yeah, whatever. All right, my time now.
It's different with them.
Yeah.
On the other side, they respect them. They respect them. They respect us, but it's a different type of respect that they give each other. So it don't be old school Cher, old school Sting, old school Paul McCartney, old school, Mick Jagger. It's just
Mick Jagger.
Just Mick
It's
Jagger.
just Paul McCartney. It's just the Rolling Stones.
It's just the respect of
right.
Not
and they
us.
still come out, and they don't have to wait 50 years to bring them out on an award show.
Hey, listen.
They come out on the award shows all the time.
If I would have had that Chaos One's mind thought process, they probably wouldn't have seen me. The reason why is because it made mad sense. Like, where's 47? Where's 48? Where's 49? But y'all wait to 50 years to give us respect and now want to put us on those stages. Now want to look at hip-hop. And then somebody said to Erick, when this is over, you won't hear another word about hip-hop again.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, nah, they probably going to keep it going. They probably going to... Whispers. There's nothing 50. There's nothing. There's no type of different 51 or 52 that finished. Because again, Live Nation gave a fuck about us anyway. They don't care about hip hop. They make $3-4 million a night on Amy Schumer. So to book us, it just was to be a part of what was going on. For them to be like, oh yeah, we was a part of that, and we made money from it.
Yeah. Profile Records, Def Jam, J Records, Universal, DreamWorks. Which one of them was the better company to work with?
I'm gonna probably say Def Jam because I was there the longest. I think that Leo and Russell, they did right by me. Always up to the end. Clive Davis gave me the most money, but
he didn't promote your record.
No. He was happy with the spins. The BDS spins was more what? Oh, we got 10,000 BDS. You know what I'm saying? Like number one on R&R. It wasn't about. I think that's why Busta Rhymes left and Wyclef left too. I left after him, but figuring that how am I up here, and then the records aren't moving. So you're right about that. I just think that, and Clyde was not trying to let me leave the building, but again, I just think it made sense for me to leave because I was trying to to get to another place with him. Meanwhile, how he did everybody else, but not knowing that the Bad Boy roster was all puffy. That's a lot of marketing and promotion money to make that big. When you go and deal with just the regular person and the regular label, you could tell, oh, y'all really don't got no marketing plans for this on this rap level. You know what I'm saying? So but there's one person that you won't know. His name is David Seagston for EMI Records. He got fired. He was a good man to be under. I had Dave Hollister under him. D'Angelo was there first with Erick Badu first, and then he got fired. And that's when Kadar stepped in for those things. But he was a good place to work at. But I went everywhere. I was everywhere. Sylvia Rome, fucking Jimmy Iovine. I was everywhere, Will, because I was able to deliver. Like, people don't know that they was asking me, how does Erick keep getting these deals? Because I'm delivering. Y'all going there getting the money and stashing it, and then when they ask for the album, the product, you're not there. Nobody's giving you money. Nobody's signing you, so you're not going nowhere. I went around this whole shit because I was delivering, and I was winning. So Dave Hollister went in there, Keith Murray went in there, Redman went in there, Redden Memphis went in there. These people, I'm winning. Alfonso Hunter winning here. Every time I put something out, we was winning. And then the off production shit was winning. So I was able to go run through it until 2006. That was my last was Sylvia Rome. You know, that's when I was like, you know what, this is not gonna what I want to do at this moment because shit didn't change. You know, the South came in and just destroyed everybody.
Leo still pissed at you about that Keith Murray deal.
Nah, he ain't mad. I thought, nah. Yeah.
Leo said you jerked him, man.
That's the most powerful man in the world, though, at this moment with YouTube. And now, you know what? When I never saw that till I saw it and I posted it. Yeah. I never knew about that part at all, period. But I knew that I'll tell you a story about Russell and Keith Murray, because Russell didn't know that Leo had... See, Leo said that on camera. But off camera, Leo didn't want to sign Keith Murray. You know, I'm going to get into all that, though, but...
Why didn't he want to sign him?
I don't know. And Russell was pissed when I went to Jive Records and signed Keith Murray to Jive. And I said, Russell, I thought you knew Leo didn't want him. That's why Leo made up in 2003 when Murray came home from jail and gave Murray $2.7 million. I think he gave him that money from the mistake that he made in 94.
Did he get the money back?
To what? To
Murray? Yeah.
That shit was so on fire. That shit was like giving somebody $1 at that time. 2003.
Okay.
Def Jam was on fire.
Okay. Yeah. Def Jam was on fire, yeah.
This is Rough Riders. This is Rockefeller. This is everybody's on fire. This is Method Man, Redden Meth. This is Ja Rule. They are on fire.
You know, man, I really appreciate sitting down with you, man, because I don't think I know any other person, any other artist on the planet who's ever named an album after his grandmama. Verna. Verma.
Vernia.
Vernia.
Yeah.
It's Vernia, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Vernia. Yeah. So, how close were you and your grandmother?
Yeah, my grandmother I was her favorite. She let everybody know, you know. She was a Sagittarius like me, so we was the same, you know. We like to put little chains, little bracelets, stuff like that. She was just fly. My grandmother was fly. She was again, one of those, you ever see Soul Food, right? In Big Mama?
Yeah.
That was her. Everything ran around her. Everything. And she was no nonsense. And she always used to give me these messages all the time. She would tell me things before I can't say here because, again, how she felt about a bunch of people that ended up, I wasn't with them no more. But she called it, you know?
Yeah.
She was one of them. And she was, and then this is where, when somebody dies, you got guilt. Because while in Atlanta and I'm in Georgia, I was taken for granted that grandma was home. So I was just doing me, running the streets, right? Wasn't putting as much time in knowing that she's a half an hour away. So that part, when Grandma got open heart surgery, she was 72. I said, Grandma, I'm gonna come pick you up. So I picked up, jumped up in the Hummer and got up in it. I'm like, I told her I was gonna come pick you up. So from 72, she died at 83 or 84. And I was like, in the in-between time, when I picked her up though, well, I took advantage. You know how fast 10 years go by? It went by. And I just felt like, dang, man, I took it for granted. So that was the only way I can honor it, you know? I can feel, because again, they tell you too, at the death, guilt comes in. Don't know why. You feel like you haven't spent enough time. You didn't call that person. You know, it could be a mother or father, you know, sister or brother. So that was the way to honor it, you know, to call it that.
Yeah. Do you apply that experience in your life today? Like when you think about people that you really care about, you want to check on them, do you go back to that experience with your grandmother?
Oh, I gotta. No, but it's my mom's now.
Check.
My mother, too, when I look back, it's like, I'm in the rap game, man. I'm famous, you know what I'm saying? Nobody had a blueprint for this. You know, you just run the streets, you know? And then I used to hear her say, I'm going to give me a new son. You don't call me, you know? I can hear these that came back. More guilt. You know what I'm saying? Not being able to spend as much time while they here until. So the last year, her life, I was there every day. I took care of her every single day for a year straight, you know? But again, you still feel guilt, you know? So, but at the end of the day, yeah, I put it towards that too. But now my father's 78 years old in Atlanta. I got to make it a point too that I don't have that type of guilt I had for those two. So, you know,
Take them on the road.
Make sure I'm there.
Take them on the road.
Oh no, it's so crazy. We had a show in Atlanta, and KRS One was like, "Oh shit, Mr. Sermon, oh man, somebody get this picture." So made my dad feel, you know what I'm saying, was kind of dope. You know what I'm saying? So my dad's just, he goes to the shows. He be going to the stylistics, you know, those shows that they give, the Temptations stuff, when they put them together.
Yeah.
He enjoys those. So he goes with that too, and whatever, and he appreciates that that the relationship that we having at this point is more than it was, because again, I'm older, so I'm able to realize, knowing too, the loved ones and being able to spend time and not take something for granted. Because again, like that, 10 years have passed by, 5 years have passed by, and next thing you know, whatever, that person could be sick or whatever. It's anybody. Somebody said too, I got a call from, it's so crazy. I'm in Miami. My phone rings. It's Scarface. I said, Face, what's up? He says, I said, you want something? He says, did I have a call and want something from you? I'm like, no. He said, let's call and say, I love you, man. Out the blue, I haven't heard from him in years.
What year was this?
This has happened 3 months ago.
A few months ago. How long?
3 months ago.
3 months ago. Let me see what his hospital schedule was.
Oh, no. Come on, Will. Well, come on. Yeah.
I'm fucking with you, Brad. I'm fucking with you.
But it made me think about when people say, too, if you have a friend or you care for somebody or anything that's out there, instead of you saying, I wonder what such and such is doing, call them.
Yeah, when you start wondering, pick up the phone.
When you start wanting to pick up the phone. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm taking from that, you know? You know, yo, Willie, that's wrong, man. You taking it from me. Nah, man. But again, I was like, it was shocked. I was like, oh, shit. He's like, yo, I just called to say I love you. And I was like, all right.
That's important, man, because we are losing so many legends, bro. Damn, like we losing a lot.
They still won in the 60s, but what we doing right now, losing what we doing at this rapid pace, whew,
Yeah,
it's scary.
Yeah, the ones in the 60s are like, they damn near daily now.
Yeah.
Man, how is your health? Because I know you had a scare back in 2011.
Yeah.
You had a heart attack.
Yeah. I had, my thing is like this, the enzymes, like people, I didn't experience, again, that whole
The full
tight,
blown, yeah.
I just, my head was just ringing. So, but I said, I'm going to take my son to school and I'm going to go to the emergency room, go get checked out and come back home. But I ended up doing 6 days in there because my enzymes showed that I had a heart attack.
So it was a mild heart attack.
Right. So
they
they
didn't have to open you up?
No, they put the stent inside my, the catheterization. So they put it up to your nuts and go up in here though too. And they put the liquid and they put the stent on there just in case if your heart do need a stent. So they already got that in there to be able to put the stent if the valve needed to be whatever. But there was nothing wrong with my shit. But again, it was that whatever the elevated the enzymes to show you had a heart attack. They put the nitroglycerin on your tongue because the blood pressure is 200 and something, so you still going through it. But they got you in there to check you out until you till your blood pressure comes down to a normal part. But that part again, I was 35 pounds heavier than I am now, so I was up in the, I'm 270 now, but I was 310, so I was up there.
So what did you do to change your diet?
I won't die.
Now, what did you do though?
Oh,
Like,
nah,
what
I
steps
mean,
did you take?
I mean, just right now is just as far as lay off some of the carbs, and then walking. Like, you can use any machine that you want to in that place. Of course, repetition weights is also good because it burns fat the whole time, but ain't nothing like that concrete. You can walk and get all that off.
Well, you don't want to walk on concrete because eventually it'll mess your ankles up and all your bones
Yeah,
and stuff.
but again, the treadmill.
It's better than nothing, but
Yeah,
you don't really want to walk on that concrete.
I know when you say that though, but boxers been doing this forever. That's what they do is run on concrete.
Most boxers, they get out on the track, like go to a park or something and run. When you see them running on the street and shit, that's just
Oh, for hype. Okay,
that's
all right.
hype,
Okay,
you know
all
what I'm
right.
saying?
All right,
Yeah,
all right.
boxers ain't running on the streets, bro.
Right.
We at the parks,
Yeah, but I just think the treadmill is too much work to try to get your heart rate up to a certain part. It's too much.
I don't like the treadmill because it feels like I'm not going anywhere.
Mm.
I like the open air, like the run, man. I love running, man.
So you on the track?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love it, bro. It's a certain like freedom that come with it.
Mm.
It's like
Yeah, I
running.
can't.
Like, you
I
can-
can't.
it's like
I'm
it's
not
like
doing
I'm
no running.
it's like I'm running towards something. Not
Yeah.
running from something. I'm running towards
I
something.
never understand the whole shit that what made running fun, like to be running.
It makes me feel stronger.
No, but it's not just you. Just anybody that runs.
Yeah.
Needs to be, I'm going running. What? Like,
It makes me feel stronger. That's
Right.
why I like it.
Okay.
I like it, man. And like I say, it's it's damn near high to me, bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, the endorphins that come off of working out is the same thing that makes you feel good. Those endorphins is great. I know people that can't start the day without working out because you don't feel right. So I get
Yeah.
it. It ain't me, but I understand it. And then again too, I take some of the black seed oil. I take, of course, all the other stuff that go with the stuff too. To also, because again, the energy that you trying to get from your day without you having the working out part, I realized that wasn't working. The only thing that was making you have the energy was movement. Because again, I do take all the other stuff too to go along with it. The sea moss and everything too. But again, it still don't give you this. And I'm not a coffee drinker, so to get this type of movement, you need to be able to be moving to get what you wanted, to get what you need to have energy. That's probably why people will work out too, because the movement is what gets you energy.
Man,
And not eating late. Because you ever eat late and you wake up, you sluggish. If you don't eat like after 8 or like 7:30, whatever, you find out when you wake up it ain't the same as you eating late.
Right.
That's a big thing. Eating late is huge.
Right. That's a good point. Good point. What's the latest you eat? You try to eat.
Yeah. Try to eat before that.
Yeah.
Before that, because I don't want to. Of course, you get fucked up sometimes because you be hungry. See,
Right.
you gotta. Hunger lasts 15 minutes. If you can get past that part, then you get whatever. Then your plate thing, because again, you find yourself with a whole big plate of food. But it's also, too, how we know that is seconds over there and thirds. So you know if you eat all this, you can go get the whatever. That's the mentality that I stopped doing, knowing that the second and third plate.
Yeah.
And then also eating your portion and then eating it to the point where the normal person don't take 10 to 15 minutes to eat food. But you're supposed to eat, digest, whatever, wait till whatever, and then keep going. You're not supposed to eat food and put this down either.
Right.
There's no water or liquid on the tables when you're eating food. That's not supposed to go neither, because now nothing's getting digested. It's just being washed down too. So these little things too. Listen, well, it ain't all the time, but most of the time my brain is telling me what to do and what not to do.
Yeah. What's the true story behind that fall you had from that 3-story building?
It was never no fall.
What's the true story? Did you
I
just jump?
I was in the, again, the wrong place at the wrong time. Nobody put hands on me. I just was in a place where I didn't know I was at. And
so you jumped over the rail to try to get to escape the situation.
I was in, something in that type of level. Listen, man.
Did you know it was 3 feet? Did you know it was 30 feet below?
It wasn't no window. I was in the back inside of a apartment complex.
Right.
And again,
and you just
and you not having no rail, like there's no. I don't know where I'm going. Right. I'm just in a situation.
Right.
I don't got no gas. I don't got nothing. I'm trying to get out.
Right.
So by the time I looked at when I went to go whatever, I'm Geronimo. Yeah. And no, it's not committed. I don't know where I'm at. It's dark. I can't see nothing.
When you hit the ground, what happened?
The reason why that was so crazy, because I never thought that story would go further, because there was no ambulance. There was no nothing. Like nobody. I thought that, how are y'all making up a story that if I did this, then where's the people? Nobody saw it. I wasn't nowhere for nobody to see it. I'm over here in the back in the back.
So what happened when you hit the ground?
I don't know. I stopped recording. Your brain stopped recording when the impacts happens.
Mm-hmm.
So I woke up in the hospital.
Yeah. Man, we're glad that wasn't the end, man.
It could have been.
Yeah, it could have been.
It could have been, because I was 72 hours away from not making it.
Wow.
Because they was hitting me with the morphine, and I kept throwing it up, and they were saying that the lungs had collapsed. So I was 72 hours from not fully coming back on that.
Yeah.
But I never thought, even though these years, and you asking again question, I never thought it would have got that far. I just thought that you need more story to collaborate, to go along, to make sense for it to be whatever they said it was. But it never happened, so I just kept quiet.
Did you think that you and Parrish making dollars and DJ Scratch would get this far? When y'all
Now,
first started?
think about that. All you want to do is be on the radio.
Yeah.
Nobody don't know about it. Nobody knew about this hip-hop. Shit was going to happen. Don't forget, Don Cornelius told Russell Simmons, this shit is a hoax. This shit, right? He is a fad. It wasn't going to last. He told Russell that in 79.
You think Russell get enough credit for being a pioneer in this game?
No, nowhere near it. And I think one time we did back then, we gave it to him. But I think that once music evolved and then they taint you, whatever, now it's take away from the legacy. What he did.
Well, you could say the same for Leo also, right?
Yeah, but it's Russell.
Yeah.
Leo came through him. Leo managed Run DMC.
Yeah. That's right. And what about Rick?
Yeah, Rick Rubens is
Rick.
Rick.
You diabolical genius.
Somebody who's underrated.
Yeah.
Because the world definitely don't know. And when you look at him, you're like, huh? And then when you realize he don't play not even a tambourine.
But he know how to produce.
He don't know no equipment, nothing.
I'm talking about
he mind
produced
of
like Quincy.
But Quincy is
But Quincy
also
can play
talented.
too. Yeah, that's right. That's it. Yeah.
He just say he know what sounds good.
Yeah. You know
Yo,
what?
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Don't forget, I'm giving this man everything like Beastie Boys, LL Cool. I'm like, yo, all these other groups. And I find out in the interview while he's talking, he's like, I don't play no instruments. I don't do none of that. So what they come get you for? My expertise or if I think something sound good or not.
You got that ear.
Y'all skipping over that. We thought all this time that he did this. Anything. Beat programming.
I'll give you a hip-hop historical gem real quick on Rick Rubin. Rick Rubin is the one who suggested the Ghetto Boys name change from Ghetto to Geto.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, Erick Sermon.
Hey, yo, let me give you one too
Yeah,
before we go.
Go.
Leo Cohen changed the EPEEMD. Because that's how EPMD's name was spelled.
Yeah.
EPEEMD. And Leo is twisted to EPMD, that's the 4.
Right.
And then put the lines. And again, another gem. There's no coincidence that EPMD's logo is Run DMC, just the lines broken up.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up.
It's Russell.
How did Run DMC respond to that?
Run DMC, I got to give them mad props because no other group would have did what they did knowing that EPMD was coming. They knew that Me and Paris was so dangerous that Run called Russell and said, I want them on the tour.
Oh, well, damn.
So that tour was EPMD, Run DMC, Public Enemy, and Jay Jeff and the Fresh Prince. And DMC said that once he heard Big Daddy Kane and heard Rakim and heard EPMD, he knew his time was up. Nobody at that status is going to mention it like that. I got that on. I could show you a video of him saying it. Like, he knew. He's like, yo, what Rakim changed the landscape of where the rap was going. He did it single-handedly. Him.
You know, man, DMC was so cold with that pen.
Yeah, he was.
I think, man, if Run DMC came out today, man, they'd bust them speakers wide open, man. That music that those dudes made, even though the rhymes were not necessarily complex, they were, man, right there in pocket, man.
I think if they would have still kept going, like, they did come back with Down with the King with P-Rock and had something spectacular, but you're right. I don't know what made them think that they wasn't going to be able to survive inside that genre once the late 80s came. Come on, Bill. I don't know if you know what 88 is, nigga. It's a bunch of us, B.
Yeah.
That came through like, what the fuck is this? And who is that? And who is that? And who is Special Ed? And what the fuck is Chubb Rock? And who is this? I mean, it was so many. Who is this E40 nigga? Who is this nigga? I mean, who's MC Hammer? It was too many. So imagine you looking at this saying, yo, we're not that, but we are that. I would have never did that and would have thought that I would have been not being able to hang, you know? But EPMD was the last group to come in. That's why I was able to watch Chris, Biz Markie, MC Light, all of them come in. So I knew when I came how I had to come because all that was out. We was the last 88 November.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to tell you something, man. Although I don't think it was a fair assessment that DMC made on his group not being able to keep up.
Yeah, I know that's what he.
I don't think that.
Me neither.
I don't think that was a fair assessment, but it was a testament to how strong the lyrics and the music was back then, and how competitive it was. Because when you have a legend like DMC say that he don't think he can compete in a genre of music that he laid the groundwork for.
Yeah, he didn't say that word though, but he just said that he knew his time was up.
If
You're
he knew his time was up, for him to say something
like that,
for him to say something like that, it underscores how great the music was back then. And it was back then when you would listen to artists, you would say, shit, I don't think I can do that. Like, that's one of the things that made me want it to be a rapper, wanted me to be in the game, because I thought it was something that everybody can't do this. You know, it takes talent to do this.
Of course.
But now,
back then it did.
People look at rap now and be like, man, I could do that. Like,
and that's what we
I
see
don't like
right
that
now.
shit, man. That be rubbing me the wrong way, because that's still my profession. You know what I'm talking about?
And that's what we see.
That's still where I made my bones, man. I don't like people saying, looking at hip hop, talking about I can do that.
I can do it, and they did it. That's where we at right now.
Man. That's cold-blooded, man. Man, thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, you know what, though, Willie? I feel
we got to do a part 2, man.
No, but the questions, everybody says the same thing in part 2 all the time, too, but the questions that, too, was asked, again, as far as, I hope that the clips that you choose are some of the stuff in the beginning, that government stuff, you know, whatever like that, too, because
it's going out.
Okay.
Now, I don't edit like that, man. I don't do that. I edit the front and the back. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I just make it neat, man, and we
you make it neat.
Running.
Yeah, but you didn't realize what you
no
can
more
do.
talk.